Alright, Derek. Today's topic is zombies. Now, there are there are many theories on how zombies exist, feed, and whatnot. And today, we're going to talk to him about it, and we're going to talk about a bone I have to pick with him about zombies. He hurt his toe, so yeah.
So you're talking about
Zombies. Don't say the Z word! Anyways, what I say to Derek, this guy right there, that guy right there, that guy, yeah, look him on now, looking with good sideburns. Okay. What I propose to Derek is that when a person dies and is of course turned into a zombie, it takes about, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours after they've been dead, after they've been dead, to finally to come back to life and reanimate as a zombie. But for that entire time, to 2 to 3 hours of being dead, lifeless, gone, their system is shut down, nutrients, everything is gone, and their blood is clotted up and everything. Everything's like gone. Now, Derek says...
Here's the thing.
Yeah, well, tell him, Derek.
A zombie. Well, let's start off with what you said, the dead body after about...
Yeah, 2 to 3 hours after they die, they eventually come back as zombies.
The system is shutting down. But the system is not entirely destroyed. The body still has its stores of nutrients and vitamins. It still has its stores of protein, mostly in the liver.
True.
Now, to say that the body, after about 2 or 3 hours of decomposition, has finally withered away and nothing but a husk is nothing but a bullshit and lie.
I didn't say withered. I just said the system shut down, everything is,
You said that the blood is dried up.
I didn't say light up, I said coagulated, or whatever that word is. What's the word when it gets thickened and it becomes really, really solid instead of liquidy? Can't remember that word. Or solidified, whatever. It happens.
Okay.
But if the body is dead and the system is, dead too, it does not require nutrients. The only thing I can think of is that the body begins feeding on muscle tissue, and that's it.
But then you ask yourself, if the body's feeding on muscle tissue,
It eventually...
what's moving the body?
The muscles would eventually, if it eats through the muscle tissue and eventually eats away at everything, they won't be able to move at all.
Then you've got to ask yourself, if the body's eating off the muscle tissue, why is it that in most zombie cases, fantasy or even realistically it debates, why is it these creatures become so adeptly strong? If they lost the muscle tissue over time, it doesn't matter how much they have left. If they had lost it, they become weaker and more frail over time. You cannot justify the digestion of the musculatory system.
But they can't digest anything. They're dead. It was just collecting their stomach.
The body is digesting, no matter what you say. When the musculatory system is being gone down, and a simple fact, if a person is starving and in the middle of nowhere has no food, it's been at least a week, the body eats off the stores of fat. That is the first stage. Then the body starts to eat off the musculatory system. Body becomes weaker, unable to move. You start to slowly go into a comatose state. After that, the body starts shutting down all organs, starting with the most non-essentials.
Kidneys, liver.
And then it goes on and on until it reaches the heart and lungs. By this time, you're already dead. You may still be breathing. You may still think you're alive. But you're dead. As soon as those other intestines go, the liver, the stomach, the intestines of all kinds, the lower, larger, as soon as those systems go, you know you're dead. Even if you can breathe the fresh air and hear your heart beat, you're dead. So we go back to your stat, that the musculatory system of these zombies, after about 2 or 3 hours of decomposition, has already started to wear down. How in the
Well, why do they need to feed? They're dead. They don't need to feed anymore, because how can their system still work if they're dead? That's what I'm trying to get through to my head.
True. If they
They died.
But if they were dead, they wouldn't be zombies, would they?
True.
These creatures are not technically.
But how the hell?
They're not technically dead. They're dead to us in a more. How can I say it? Personal state.
Well, they can't speak, and
they are not self-aware. They become something new.
They're driven by instinct.
Not just instinct. Sometimes they.
Brains. No.
In certain status, and certain moments when the zombies become self-aware themselves, not to their original state, not that they've grown back until their minds have been opened up to them. No, these zombies can think on a certain level. They can learn. In almost every state, in every story and book and every folklore, the living dead or the reanimated can learn. And that is why I go back to the fact they aren't dead. They're reanimated. They're back to not life, but back into the system. They are
breathing, or not breathing. The respiratory system's kind of fucked up, so that's why they can't really speak that well, or can't speak much of anything.
What you hear on the uhs and ahs of the zombie is not merely a breathing, but a rasping. It's the body pushing oxygen and carbon dioxide into the system. Nitrogen is being absorbed. Yes, it doesn't technically think or live. It's not technically a person anymore. But instinct and common rational sense would state that these creatures push themselves beyond their limits.
Which would give them somewhat of a superhuman strength, you would think.
In a sense.
Plus, they can't feel pain either. Their nervous systems are just like...
If a creature has found it safe in a situation where it no longer feels pain or worry, and it has no thought or even idea of the real world and its laws, it can defy physics, it can defy nature.
So
and
basically, since a zombie can't feel pain, and there's like a fucking nail fence or something like that, or electric fence, it'll still try to come after you.
It will keep trying.
Until its body falls apart.
Until one, or even more, learn. If these zombies become self-aware and start to learn,
like in Land of the Dead, they actually learn. They actually get the knowledge to think and actually think alike and plan and plot.
In a way, yes.
That would be like the end of the world right there.
Zombies.
As long as they stay stupid and dumb, we can probably survive. But if they start learning to think and actually think like us and plan things and understand each other.
Best case scenario is that if ever the reanimates actually existed and did become a serious problem, they would become more so than nothing but living husks pushing off natural... I've lost my train of thought. Hold on a second. Push themselves on natural instinct. They would only go for what keeps them survive and keeps them going. The body does need nutrients and systems of any kind. Vitamins, minerals, protein,
flesh.
All these to keep going. The human body itself is one of the greatest resources of all these nutrients.
The hell was that? His cat's cheesing. It's cheesing! It's cheesing! Sorry, back to the conversation. Cheesing cat. Sorry, can't help it.
In the worst case scenario, these things stay dumb. They just push on natural instinct, and they are not given any supernatural powers of any kind.
They can just push past normal human limits. That's it.
If it gets to the point, yes. That is the lowest, that is best case scenario. But of these things...
Eric, your pants up here!
That's nice.
But in the worst case scenario, that these things are smarter. They do learn. And they take advantage of their overwhelming abilities, and whether it be speed or strength,
or numbers,
or numbers,
we'll be screwed.
Humanity will have its probably big ass fucking problem one of times. There's no sugarcoating it. conventional weapons may become obsolete.
Wow.
In a common sense, zombies die with a quick headshot. Destroy the brain, the rest of the system goes. But if these creatures can move past that, the neural center of the body, and live off nothing more than a spine, which covers all nerves, if they can learn to take headshots, we have a serious problem on our hands.
And that is all for part 1 of the zombie conversation, everybody. Part 2 will be coming soon.